Quickly before I start this video, click the link in the description to join my Discord. Here we have, I play with you guys, I play fun games, we just talk and we have a good time. And it's really good if you guys join because my head moderator, Ias, is getting really annoyed that so many people are joining. And because he's the main mod that does everything, he can't handle it. And I like it. I like pissing him off. So join, so we can all piss him off together. When you join, type in general, screw you, Ias, and yeah, everyone will be happy. Oh my god. What the hell is this? It's been a while since I've done a video on a new upcoming game, especially in the medieval genre, but this is one that really caught my attention. Welcome everybody to a new Viking Battle Royale game, Valhall. You're one of the survivors from the last battle of Odin's army. Almost all your brothers lost their lives fighting against a tremendous enemy. Now an unheard apocalypse is going to crush everything in its way. The best of Odin's warriors came back to retrieve the Sword of Odin. It possesses power over all natural forces that will be enough to stop Ragnarok. You are going to fight with others to the right to possess the sword and save Midgard from a complete destruction. Yes, this is a Battle Royale game, and you might be thinking, how many Battle Royale games are we going to get? I mean, Fortnite is bad enough. PUBG's better, by the way. There's no arguing because Fortnite is something that 12-year-olds play. And if you play Fortnite, you're childish. But this is something a bit different. Yes, it's using the same sort of concept, but it's taking it into a different era. This is hand-to-hand combat. Yes, there'll be things like bows as well, but in the main, it is melee, fighting man-to-man. At the moment, they've said there's going to be about 50 warriors on the field, so it's not going to be as large scale as something like PUBG or Fortnite as well, but you can kind of tell that works a lot better, because you're not able to snipe people from miles away, which means that people will be more tightly packed together. The map's probably going to be a bit smaller considering the gameplay style, but I doubt it's going to feel any smaller. You can play in the first person view as well as third person view, so that's something you can choose between. I wonder if they're going to do that server side, so you can only do first person on some servers or third person on other servers. That's going to be interesting because obviously you have much more advantage playing in third person, but like I said, it's completely different to PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds where you have that option, because if you're fighting in melee, you're probably going to want to be in first person, I would suspect. There's different weapons like axes, swords, bows and shields, which are all scattered over the map. You're going to have to find them lying around. But how are they doing the whole zone thing? Battle Royale has that zone mode where everyone is slowly pushed together. And they're sort of incorporating this with the lore and background of their game. This is Ragnarok. This is Midgard under destruction. And the world is coming closer and closer, as there is a gravitational field around the map, but that slowly gets smaller and smaller. And as it does, my god, it looks absolutely gorgeous. The way they've designed it, it's not just a barrier coming in, but everything is going up into the air. It looks like a devastating wall is coming for you, and you can imagine running away from that with your players, with your friends, as this mass of earth, trees, and stone comes towards you to see your doom. As this massive earth, tree, and stone comes towards you, I think this is going to be something special. I mean, how cool does this look? If you don't think this looks cool, go back to Fortnite, because this is the game that real men play. Real Vikings. We drink from our horns as we come into battle, and we fight for Odin. So I'm getting a little bit carried away there. There's things around like uninhabited villages. There's even a labyrinth made by Loki and dreadful caves. Now the map is separated into 4 parts. There are different seasons for each one as well. But this weather can change each session depending on the life zone and influences on the progress. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but I guess we're going to find out a bit later. Each zone of course has its own pros and cons. I suspect if you're in the snowy areas, it's going to be a lot colder. You're going to be able to have to survive a bit more in these areas, but there's probably some advantages to it as well. In other words, it's better than the hot areas where you're not going to be very thirsty, you're not going to be dehydrated. I don't know if they're going to put that into the game, whether there's a whole survival mechanic around it as well. They've not really indicated that just yet, but it's just a thought how it's going to have its pros and cons. Now here's something quite interesting, something quite special that I think is a little bit of a gimmick, but I love it. I mean, a lot of people don't like it in their games these days, but I think it's so awesome. And this is parkour. You're able to jump from building to building, climbing up things, and just escaping or even flanking around enemies. This is going to add a whole new dynamic to the game, depending on whether you're playing as this aggressive player or a defensive player. I love parkour in games. It's just such a cool little gimmick, and I know that a lot of people don't like it, but me personally, I think it's pretty cool. Now, of course, like I said, there's weapons and loot all around the map, and these are going to be found in chests. And there's different type of chests which have different type of loot in, so you're going to have to be very selective about where you look, which chests you look in, because of course, time is of the essence. The map is crumbling around you, and you're going to have to try and look for loot in the most efficient way. Now, this is all on an Indiegogo page. As I'm making this video, there's 6 days left of it, and they haven't quite reached their target, so I definitely recommend you guys going and checking the link in the description if you want to support this Indiegogo and get it made. They have some goals as well. Some of their goals are quite interesting, like one of them is horses and Viking longships and things that you're able to use. Yes, you can fight on ships. We see this in some of the trailer. It looks absolutely awesome being able to fight on the water as well as on land. And there's another cool thing where, as it gets later on in the game, as there's less and less people around, wolves start to come out and they start to hunt down the last remaining player, and that just adds even more intensity and time of the essence dynamic to the game. Now, it looks like, according to the trailer, that there will be a day-night cycle, which is awesome, which is going to be cool for some night raids as well. There also looks like there's some teamwork in it, so it's not just going to be single combat, so you're going to be able to work with players. You can see these guys here making a shield wall, going into this castle, this fortification, and fighting there, which is an interesting dynamic. How in many modern battle royale games, yeah, you can work with each other, but it doesn't really add that much in terms of how you actually play the game. You're still, yeah, you have someone to watch your back, but you're still just trying to go and shoot someone else. But in this dynamic, with these weapons, with this time setting, if you're with a team, you can make shield walls, you can make these different tactics in order to win. Yeah, maybe if you've got 3 guys together and they've got 4 guys, in a game like PUBG, it's more like, it comes down to skill as well in the shooting, but it's more like the players with more people are going to win. But this, maybe if you've got 3 players and they've got 4 players, but they're just a rabbled mess and they charge at you, no matter how skilled they are, in most situations, the players that work together in a shield wall, protect each other's flanks, are going to be a lot more successful. And that's why so many armies, successful armies of the past, were the ones that had these formations and worked well together. So it's going to add a nice new dynamic to the battle royale genre. Now, this whole thing isn't just about killing each other. Yeah, that is the main basis of the game, but adding to the lore, it did mention in the introduction that there is Odin's sword, and that's what the whole game is about. You're fighting over the sword of Odin. You're trying to go and save it, and maybe if you can save it, you can stop Ragnarok, which I guess is the whole gravitational thing with everything caving in on you. And it does say that all the players, inevitably, while they'll be killing each other, while they'll be doing different things, finding loot, inevitably they're going to be coming together for the first person to find this sword. Will you be able to use it against other players? I suspect you might be able to. We don't have much information about that. Maybe the first person to find it's going to be absolutely OP and overpowered, but I guess that's just the nature of being the first guy to get there to Odin's sword. And it's nice because it actually adds an objective to the Battle Royale mode rather than just kill the first person you see. Maybe you can work together with someone to get Odin's sword, and I think this is a really nice thing that they've added in. And it kind of changes up the Battle Royale dynamic that we've known for so long, and I feel like personally I'm getting a little bit bored of it. This is something a bit different, which is why I decided to make a video on it. So these guys don't know that I'm making this video. There's nothing to indicate. They haven't asked me to make a video. They haven't paid me or anything like this. I'm just really interested in this game and I really want to see where it goes, and hopefully we can get it made. So if you guys want to go and check it out, click the link in the description. Maybe if you want to, you can back it on Indiegogo, or even just checking it out the page, watching their trailer is supportive still. But thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you guys want me to go back to looking at these smaller indie games, trying to help them get made, trying to boost them up, I used to do it quite a lot and I quite enjoy it because it's quite nice to see these games that I personally think are awesome. Sometimes they don't get made and it's kind of sad. And I love spotlighting these games to you guys, but I want to know if you guys enjoy it as well. Obviously, I'm not just going to do any random game, but if you are an indie developer and you want your game to be featured on the channel, maybe just send me an email at my business email, which is resonantuprising@gmail.com. There's stuff, it's all in the description, and I'll be happy to absolutely do it because I love doing this. It's just good fun, and it helps people out as well, so everyone wins, I guess. And you guys get to see new games. I think that's the main thing that people like, because there's some new games that people are just like, hey, I didn't know about that game, and now they do, which is nice. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Please join my Discord, because it's really annoying my head mod. He's getting really annoyed that there's so many people joining because he can't handle modding on his own with this many people, and I like pissing him off, so keep joining and we'll get that done. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and until then, I will see you in the next one.